Jim, Mary, James, Deb, Deb and James, we just wrapped up our meeting with Jim and Mary, so they are privy to all this information. And excuse me, Ed. James, we are walking to the back side of the connector. I'm sure you recognize this. So, as we discussed earlier, the desire to be able to sweep out below the grill area, below the storage area, and just from a water standpoint, we're not done yet, but you can see that we're making the adjustments to be able to put a piece of nosing in and have a nice clean look here that's complementary to the overall aesthetic. We've got our access for our HVAC system down here. We got it screwed off. Piano, aluminum piano hinges. James, if you haven't been using these guys are awesome as far as making sure that the doors don't sag on us. Pool equipment, that is going to be one of the last things as we work on pool plaster and getting the pool started up. That's when we'll see those items. Okay. Working on the bunk. Hey, Pancho. Pancho and Cody are working on the frame, wrapping things up. We just made a couple of adjustments here. The bottom cubby is going to be 24 inches tall. We're going to put a shelf in there. The top cubby is going to be 12. We're going to put the lights on the first third up against the wall. And aside from that, this wall did get framed a little high. We're going to cut that down. And the heights of these guys are going to match. Some more work to do with Mark incorporating that mirror. So the tile is looking good. And the steps are going in. We did eliminate the doors here. So these steps will go all the way to the wall. We should be seeing our aluminum rails here before too long. Inside it's much wider as the painters are making a lot of headway in preparations. Floating shelves in the corners I do not believe were in last week. We're going to meet again with Jim and Mary on Thursday of next week to finalize the colors for our outlets, including selecting a color that'll look nice in our islands. Both the island in the back kitchen as well as the front kitchen. Deb, we talked to Mary, we're going to stay with Swiss coffee throughout the laundry here. So no Loja here, just all Swiss coffee. And then we are going to circle back, Deb, and confirm that this piece is the Knoxville gray. Our countertop actually is already finished, and the floating shelves will be finished to match the countertop, the oak. We're going to turn Creative Stone loose on honing their Arabescado slab and take a look at that sample compared to our tile as Prestige gets ready to go vertical here in the powder room. Just create that light, the pendant. I know we had laid all of this out in the beginning, but let's just revisit.
Yeah, it's on my list to revisit.
That look close?
It's a little close. I thought the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll check it.
And I'm not, I think if anything that this system just maybe got wider than what was initially planned. doors. Steel doors in place. Guys wrapping up the glazing today. Crew from North Carolina, Mesa Quality, in town. Get our hood in place, the makeup air. We're working to get everything fired up and just make sure that all of our dampers are happy and everything's operating the way that it should before we close her up. I spoke with Jim and Mary also today on our built-in here. So what we're going to end up with is we're going to eliminate that center shelf. And we're going to go with a 17-inch tall on the inside by 14-inch on the interior on the width, and then an 1.5 inch face frame. But that face frame is, think of a 2x6. It's a solid piece of oak, runs all the way back. And then we have vertical 3-inch wide oak strips, and then basically outside miters on the face. That's going to stick out just about 3/8 all the way around. And then the plaster will terminate into that. We're going to plan for a 3-inch tall 2 cm side splash. Our backsplash here, it's a quartz material, so 2 cm there, 3 cm on the top. We use that 2 cm on the side just so we don't have that big projection. 2 inches of plaster above, and then we'll have the inset cubby there centered on both sides. That's design's pretty much finalized. Again, we'll finalize these selections of our colors for the switches, the outlets next week. Benchmark finished up with the oak beams. Really wrapping up today as far as the final glazing. So as you can see, prepping windows, getting ready to pop into the great room. Good timing with steel door installation and stepping back into the master suite. Prep fully underway. And we're going to just tuck that wire in for the J. Geiger pre-wire at the back door. We're going to pull that out of Barnwell's order for now, and we'll be able to make that patch repair and determine the final solution for window accents or fabrics or drapes for that back door. We've got an idea for the pull-out hamper here. Saw a couple of items with Richelieu that, in essence, just a wire hanger or wire basket that pulls out with a bag on the inside. So everything prepped out, wood walls in. Looking forward to getting the paint complete. Looking at some plumbing trims. A lot of rain over the past couple of weeks. It's rained every day here except for Tuesday. We saw the sunshine for, I think, the first time in February on Tuesday. So we're drying out. Next week looks good. We'll continue to push hard on the exterior as we hope to get Adolfo and the exterior trim carpenters pretty much buttoned up 100% by the end of next week. They've got our door panels and whatnot for the garage doors all ready to go, ready for installation. And once they're out of here, paint preparations, etc., followed up by our landscapers starting in the back and working their way out. We do have a set of plans coming from Whitmer Jones Kiefer that we've yet to receive with our adjustments from the last site meeting. We should have that shortly and be ready to go. Hope everybody's doing well and enjoy your weekend. Take care, guys.